So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for connecting. We are Johan and Malika, and we're hosting today's meeting, as always. So, thank you so much for connecting again. We are having two, maybe three projects here to pitch. Namely, we got Lukas, founder at iPal, the first project, then Ruby, a Bitcoin Chain co-founder, and hopefully we'll see in a while Marcel here, founder of MonBridgeDex. And yeah, let's start. Lukas, if you don't mind, you're going to be the first one. Please go ahead, passing the mic to you.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, guys, for hosting this. I've been in contact with some people in Silicon Valley for a while. There's this Stanford AI lab and some other interesting initiatives, I have to say. And then I'm gonna there's my share button. Thanks. I would just like to start with a small pitch. We want to unlock and enable trading unused data assets. So we built a blockchain-based spreadsheet marketplace with data protection and perpetual royalties. So the problem that we identified is that the world is sitting really on a lot of data. It's hard to get access to it used. It's not labeled correctly, so that it's really more useful, and there's a lot less value in data when you don't collaborate on it. And also what we see is that nobody is exclusively using AI and lets AI finish the job. So you're always gonna, if it's something that goes out, something that you communicate to the outside world, you would rather review it. And there's many data silos hampering performance, including AI's performance. And there was a study from Forbes and McKinsey that employees in the current traditional world still spend over 1 hour daily looking for the information, for the content and so on. And a lot of data is siloed and unused. So think of data, contexts, criteria, solutions, anything that helps you to make a decision is often hard to find and slows down the decision-making process. So we are trying to target and solve information overload, and there's three main ways we are trying to do that: by visualizing, structuring, and also decentralizing the tech stack. So visualizing and structuring the content, that could mean we just evaluate it, we compare it, make it green, red, yellow, and we try to use verified data or trusted data also in diagrams. Then we structure it, so we would really even standardize, label data, make it easier to challenge and criticize something if something is wrong. And we make the tech stack more interoperable, meaning that you could also monetize the data in any currency, in any cryptocurrency that you want. Make it more accessible, the tech stack, maybe even open source or have open source components, and making it more transferable and verifiable what's happening, including smart contract audits and other things. And so we want to build products and services to improve access to data, which that's why we built a customizable Web3 native web app framework, which basically allows us to build similar apps or other apps very fast. And on iPal, everyone can provide knowledge in a table, share information in a structured and visually appealing way, and propose a use case, new content or other things to work on, or resell data. And we are also enabling we are willing to add utility to existing Web3 projects that either have a EVM compatible chain or an ERC20 token, because we could also gate content behind the token or the NFT or whatever. So what we have built here for one partner is a membership area. You don't see much, but you could think of having features and things gated behind this membership area. So you need a token or you need to be a member of his group, but it's managed on our platform. We promote our partners with this tables that you will see in the demo later, and we allow anyone to monetize their data later on in the currency of the user's choice, so that you can earn a Solana or Bitcoin denominated asset, but for now it's ETH on base chain. And we wanted to build something that's more interoperable, approachable. So we want to be accessible to the existing market, including Web2 businesses. So anyone can advertise for free and can build on top of iPal or get access to the API, which we're launching soon. And anyone can actually start a crypto-based software as a service business without a single line of code. Think of uploading a database database, talking about it, updating it, and then actually asking for a subscription payment for it. And there's opportunities, as I said before, for any Web3 project and with an ERC20 token or an EVM compatible blockchain. And what we wanted to also do is like make it a bit better than Web2. So in our system, the end user does not have a hassle to cancel his subscription, because the owner mints a subscription smart contract, sets up the price and the expiry time of the NFT that the users mint to get access for that set time and that set price. If they come back and want to pay again, then they have to pay again, but at least they have no hassle to cancel. It's also very flexible because the owner sets up the price and the expiry time. So 60 days, 90 days, and we can split the cake. I just don't want to extend my time. We are going to build 3 products, more degen-like for entrepreneurs, and we have a bunch of these analyses that we made. That's our bread and butter business, and we have some partners as well that I don't have time to go through right now, but if you want to scan a QR code or something like that, then please do that now. I'm so sorry for extending.
No,
Thank you.
That's not a problem. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about more in detail in our Q&A part, because we already received some questions. Let me go through them real quick, because we got like 5 of them already. Cool. So first one was like this: iPal becomes Google of Web3. What's the first killer search or database you imagine people are rushing to build?
Yes. Okay, cool. So it's actually built live in public since a while. So since there has not been a real monetization mechanism, though, we were able to start and compare blockchains, for example, or feature a friend of mine that builds a sustainability DAO. And I believe something like airdrop farming advice communities about trading strategies, or simply like data sets or data catalogs. There's a lot of use cases for this. We don't want to limit ourselves to the use case itself. But when we, for example, had a trending topic, I think everyone remembers that we were openly talking about the strategic reserve criteria for the strategic US crypto reserve. And a lot of people came out and actually promoted their own criteria that, of course, makes their chain stand out, and potentially even Litecoin or Monero was suggested to be added to this strategic crypto reserve. So we kind of created a small table really quickly about those major assets, and we were taking this analysis and we were sharing it on social media. So if you copy this link, I can just share it, show you in this chat window here what it's going to look like. It looks a bit more like a professional link that you end up seeing when you add this link to the database, because we are adding this picture, the banner picture that the user uploads, plus the description and the headline and the description basically into the metadata of the link, so that other social media platforms are showing this. It doesn't always work, and it's a little bit of something that is work that is always ongoing, but in many cases it comes up as a picture and as a more, let's say, intriguing link to click on. And the idea was usually that we take this link, and that could be applicable to any business that wants to advertise for themselves. You take this link and you comment underneath other people's Twitter posts. So I take the link and I comment underneath anyone else's Twitter post that talks about the same thing and say, hi, thank you for your interesting content. We made an analysis, or we've got some more insights, or we added some context here, or something like that. And anyone that actually reads this comment, or a lot of people ended up clicking on the comment. So that was our little POC, if you want to put it that way. Was trying to test how many views are we getting if we do that. And that's the result. We haven't even done a lot of this posting, but you can get attention to your table by basically promoting what you're analyzing in this table on any other social media platform, basically. So what is the hottest thing? The hottest thing that is gonna come out, or is gonna maybe help the platform to go viral, is the next trending topic, potentially. And please, I would love another question.
Yeah, totally. We got 3 of them, 3 more. How do you stop iPal from turning into a graveyard of half-baked spreadsheets and instead make it the go-to knowledge hub.
Yeah, so a graveyard of half-baked spreadsheets. So if you look on this knowledge marketplace, there's not yet a filter for the most viewed, recently created, or recently updated. Actually, there's a feature I could also show in that regard. How do you make it not a graveyard? Right? So if I go to this list of, actually it's an interesting solution, by the way, for anyone in DeFi. Yeah, it's a friend of mine that has built this solution, and I, as a user or anyone that finds this solution, I can go and actually collaborate and say, how can I earn affiliate? Yeah. And then you actually submit a change request that the owner needs to accept. So A, it should not become a graveyard, but B, it should also not be a tool where everyone just posts and the owner of the content, the original, let's even call him the advertiser, doesn't have any control over the content anymore. Of course, so on top of that, so what we were also anticipating already is that maybe there's going to be scammers or people like flushing the database with content. So we actually added the human passport score, and we're trying to track data of the user, but not to kind of violate his privacy, but to check from where did he click on the link? Did he come from Telegram? Did he come from, something else? Yeah. And we add a user score. So if I, for example, go to my profile, luki.eth, then I will see that actually normally should have a user score of 39 or something like that on human passport score. But it seems like the API is down. So I'm not sure why this is actually not happening right now. But yes, there's a couple of ways, and Sybil resistance is something important, especially if you announce an airdrop campaign. You could potentially get hundreds of thousands of users already. Yeah? But for airdrop campaigns, there's a lot of tools out there right now that are helpful and that you should be using anyways. It's not only our problem right now.
Yeah, it's totally right on. Next, when I upload a database, how do you make sure I actually get paid fairly and not just cloud and empty promises?
So when you promote a database, right, you want to know how do you get incentivized fairly. So when you promote your own database, you can be sure that you get 88% of the fee, or up over 90, because we're saving some for later as liquidity. But if you, the owner, for example, have a database and you have people that start to collaborate and start to actually applaud you on other social medias about your content, then you don't have to, but as the owner, you can add them to the subscription. So I will just quickly show you what the smart contract is exactly going to look like. The smart contract that we are currently auditing is actually very close to be finished, allows anyone to set up the price, the expiry time, and add a co-owner, and you can set up the fee that you want to give him. So you can promote other people's databases hoping that you get something out of it. Yeah, but that's exactly one of the interesting applications that we work on to make this, what we call infrastructure for Web3, also an ad tech infrastructure, because there could be a unique referral link system, right? Where if you are logged in user, and you click on this copy URL link, it generates a hash of the database and a hash of the user address. And then we, or you as the owner, could track who has been bringing users and viewers to my database. And it's not kind of a closed loop yet. Yeah, I understand the criticism there if it is, but it will take a little bit of time, or the right partner and joint venture client to build this with us, because we are more of a infrastructure for Web3 apps, because it's fully EVM compatible. It could be basically launched on any L2, also Hyperliquid, EVM, Hyper EVM, and other EVM-based blockchains. And that's why we're kind of rather looking for partners to build with, or spinning out a project ourselves, or continue to work on the infrastructure to make it more applicable to other new upcoming industries. So we are rather thinking of building components for making the table a little bit more useful, or actually an API to make the data useful in an automated workflow, so a decentralized financial AI application is also something that we could possibly build. on iPal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We're walking through the last question, but before that, let me remind you real quick that we post all the contact details of our speakers in the chat. So if you want to connect with the iPal, please be sure to check the chat settings by scrolling up. Thanks, Ian. A last question from Hector. How are you planning on addressing copyright infringement?
So right now, we would be able to launch and to create a foundational model, so an AI, that basically is going to try to track what type of data has been connected. Yeah. So if you think about a statement that Pavel Durov made about Telegram, he was basically saying that the hardest thing for a social media, and this is a social media in tables, is the moderation, the curation, and so on. So we want to try to continue to focus on tables because it's going to make it easier for us to moderate and curate the content to ensure it's not violating GDPR relevant laws, without us having to eventually have access to the data. This could also still be a system where you can be sure that we are not blocking you, so it's permissionless unless you are violating any rules. But it's not fully end-to-end encrypted data yet, so we can still read what people are doing on our platform, and we will act, of course, if there's something going wrong.
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much, Lukas, for the Q&A. It was really interesting. And thank you so much, guys, for addressing your questions. And we're moving on. Thanks, Lukas, again. Hope to see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can stop sharing your screen, or I will help you. And we have another speaker today, Marcel. Hi. Marcel is the founder of MonBridgeDex. Feel free to start, Marcel, whenever you are ready. You're muted. Unmute your mic, please.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, man.
How's it going? I'm Marcel. So I'm a co-founder on MonBridgeDex actually. So we have today with me Paul also. He's kind of our marketing lead at the moment. Then I think we have our community lead on this community, but it's okay. Okay. So what we are doing at the moment, we are working on MonBridgeDex. And so MonBridgeDex is a DEX aggregator on Monad. It's a DEX aggregator on Monad. It routes kind of liquidity across different different exchanges and kind of gives the best rates to users. So in this moment, we are, like I said, we are the parent blockchain of Monad, but then we plan on going on multi-chain with time. So just like every other aggregator has a problem to solve, ours is we solve the problem of liquidity fragmentation, high slippage, and then also we have what we call our multi-split hub. So we solve the problem of complex cross-chain and multi-route executions also. So yeah, and the solution to these problems, just like I said, it's simple. It's not all that something complex. This is an aggregator that we are doing. So the solution is as it is on my screen, really pathfinding algorithms for optimal price discovery. Then one of the major ones, which is the multi-split executions. This multi-split execution, I don't know if you guys maybe know what it is, but then it's just very simple. Simply put, assuming you want to buy something from a store, and then you want to buy different things that are not in the same store, but then you want all of them at once, right? So going around different stores, buying them one after the other is going to cost you time. So this multi-split execution is basically routing different liquidity, routing different exchanges at the same time to get you best rates from different exchanges at the same time on a single swap. So that is basically what this multi-split executions, this is basically what it means. Then the dynamic hub depth also, our platform has the ability it tends to jump a particular pool if it is going to cost you a lot of slippage. Let's say you want to swap right now, and then this pool A is going to cost you more than pool B. and pool C. Maybe the platform can jump those, right? That's what the dynamic hub depth means. It's going to jump those two pools, right? To move over to pool C to give you a better rate and reduce slippage for you. So the next one is the built-in arbitrage strategy, and then the cross-chain bridge that we have at the moment. Although in our bridge at the moment we only have Ethereum right now, but then we plan on integrating other ones with time. So like I said, we are building on Monad. I don't know if you guys know about Monad blockchain, but it's pretty hot at the moment. So it's a high performance EVM compatible chain also. So, and then we chose Monad simply because of the fast nature of the blockchain and at the moment, and then the high output in terms of user base and also in terms of tech for Monad. So this is basically the reason why we chose Monad. So the product overview, we have our bridge, and then we have our swap. At the same time, we have our liquidity pools, which are still, we're still working on these things. So far, I think I'm gonna go to our traction at the moment. We've in the past 30 days, we've already had 15k users in the platform, active users, 15k active users, and then a total traction of 130k, then a total volume of 250k. So this is our basic traction so far at the moment, although it kind of fluctuates. So yeah, and I think this is what we are doing basically. This is basically what we are doing, and this is I think this is everything we've been doing. So I don't know if I have a part of it that I didn't clear up. So I would like you guys to kind of ask me some questions.
Yeah, thank you, Marcel, for being on time. Thank you for the great pitch. And yeah, guys, if you want to connect with Marcel after the call, here in the chat you can find all his contact details. And yeah, we are waiting for your questions. Yeah, well, while we are waiting for questions, maybe you can tell us the story. Like, when did you guys start? When did you go live? And you already have 15k users, right? You said, like, for what period of time did you get your users?
Yeah, we started, I think, started a couple of months ago, around maybe April, basically. So, but then, like I said, Monad as a blockchain in the moment, Monad is a high performance blockchain, and then also it's kind of it is kind of hot right now, and it's a kind of hyper blockchain at the moment. So we started then, and we've been trying to get everything together in place since then.
Okay, thanks, got you. How do you plan to handle MEV risks or sandwich attacks as volume scales up?
Well, what we're basically doing is that before we roll out, like, this product is still on testnet. We haven't entered mainnet yet. So before the testnet, we are gonna for sure have series of audits to make sure that these things, that there is no kind of loopholes in this thing or anything that is going to enable such. So, I mean, this is basically the reason why there is testnet. So once Monad goes on mainnet, and for sure after that we are going to go on mainnet too as well. So we are going to have several audits to prevent any form of attack.
Okay, thanks. Another question. Are there any incentives planned to bootstrap early volume or liquidity on mainnet?
Oh, okay. Speaking of incentives, well, as far as incentive goes, we are gonna incentivize. There are gonna be incentives in the near future, although we haven't given that much thought yet. I'm gonna be honest with you, but for sure there is gonna be incentive to reward, to bootstrap early volume or liquidity on mainnet. Yeah, just like a question comes, there are going to be incentives for sure.
Okay, Hector asks, is the US geo-blocked?
Yeah, maybe you should try connecting to, if you have a VPN or something like that, because I can basically access. I don't know, maybe it is.
Okay, thanks. Another question. What's the biggest challenge you faced integrating so many DEXs, and how did you solve it? Interesting.
Yeah, so like I said, this is a DEX aggregator, And there are a lot of DEX aggregators, right? We have so many competitions as it is. So, well, I don't think, I think the biggest challenge still remains trying to find out the one that works best. I think trying to integrate the one that works best, because it's kind of tricky when trying to do a transaction in I mean, sometimes when you do a transaction, you can find out you lost a lot of money, something like so. But then I think the biggest challenge there is trying to integrate the ones that are not just gonna work at the moment, but the ones that are always gonna be there, and the ones that are always gonna be kind of, like, say, reliable, something like that. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, and Marcel, are you raising funds at the moment? And who are your already existing investors?
In the moment, we kind of focused on trying to ship major parts of the tech side, because we have a lot of things that we haven't, we have been working on a couple of things that we are yet to ship. So, and yeah, we haven't raised any funds so far. Everything we've been doing we've been self-funded, everything we've been doing have been solely from our pockets. So, but yeah, we haven't raised any funding, but then we intend on starting. I think, yeah, that's it.
Okay, got you. Thanks. Yeah, thank you so much, Marcel. And everyone, if you want to connect with our speakers, you can find the contact details here in the chat. And yeah, wish you best of luck. Ivan,
I think we are concluding today's meeting. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Marcel, and thank you, Lukas, for participating. It was a pleasure having you on this call. Hopefully see you next time. And guys, if you want to pitch your project next week or so, here's a form for participation in the chat. Be sure to check it out. Also a feedback form. So yeah, I think it was a great session. Thank you so much, Malika, for conducting this call. It was nice, and see you around. Have a great weekend.